Hey explorers, I'm in the Johannesburg Cemetery and I just thought I'd film a little of it. I'm near my favorite gravesite here. Looks like this was made for two people, but Glenn got buried here, and I guess when it came his wife's time, maybe his brother, they didn't want to be buried here. They went somewhere else, so it looks like the other side is empty. Many of the grave sites here, the markers are just gone. There's only rocks left to commemorate where they once were. The weather isn't very good to wood markers out here, I'm afraid. Some of them have nicer markers. Some of them I've seen, sorry, I was just looking at this here. School of Mines, Dwight Livingston Meyer. School of Mines, 1874. He lived 1909 to 2002. My guess is he was into mining. This is an interesting one here. Myrick. I know that name. I think there's a road named Myrick Road around here. Oh, Shady Myrick. Oh my goodness, yes. Can you see that? It says Pioneer Mojave Desert Gem Prospector, Godfather of American Rock Hounds. Dedicated May 30th, 1952, the year I was born. Some really pretty rock put in this memorial here. And this right here, William Schmidt. That name sound familiar? Burro Schmidt Tunnel. 1871, he died in 1954. And buried right next to him is Tonie Seger, who was the last caretaker of the Burro Schmidt Tunnel. And I guess she always wanted to be buried in her bed. You zoom out a little, because that's just what's going on. Now, if I have the story right, I think that she was cremated. Most of her ashes were taken back east, but some of them were buried here because this is the place she loved. Notice the welcome mat there. A lot of really pretty purplish quartz. See if I can get in close and get you a picture of, without getting my shadow on it, get you a picture of Tonie. There's another photo and one more. Oh, that's a pretty green stone right there. One of the neatest grave sites I've ever seen. Character in life and a character in death, I think. And I don't think it would offend her for me to say that, but don't know. I never got the honor of meeting her. It says, The Gang with Love. Fred Schmidt, Ken and Cynthia Schmidt, Larry Robertson, Joyce Nelos, Robert Prately, Jim Alexander, Paul Morgan, Jim and Deb, Milan, Dick and Anita, Piana, and me. So you know what I'm wondering? This gravesite over here says William Schmidt. William H. Schmidt. So I'm thinking maybe this isn't Burro Schmidt right here. Maybe this was his brother. I don't know. I would ask Bart down in the I would ask Bart down in the museum, but the museum's only open on weekend, so he's not there today. Today's Friday. Kind of an interesting gravestone here. It says Mother Dorothy Burron. Don't see a date. But yeah, this is the Johannesburg Cemetery. If you walk around, you'll see, like, there's one gravesite that has a a motorcycle gas tank set in concrete. I guess he liked to ride motorcycles. I just like the expressiveness of the graveyard here. Instead of just being stones, you know, people set things that reminded them of what they did in life. Places like this, even the rocks are almost gone, but you know it's a gravestone. This isn't that old. They set that in pretty solid concrete. I guess they wanted to make sure the animals didn't get to them. 1913 to 1930. Died at, what, 17? A lot of young people died in mining accidents out here. I'm not saying that's how that person died. Over here, they have an old ore car set. I don't know if this is a grave. Let's see what it says. It is a grave. It says John Casper Cap Romp. Born Santa Barbara, 1915. Died 1994. Wonder where that cart came from. Could have just been one that they bought from an antique shop. Could be from the Yellow Aster. Here's Mike Romp. Right here. The grave site with an anchor. United States USMS. United States Maritime Seaman? Don't know. He was a captain. Lived 1910 to 1966. So he died at 56. Interesting. On over out this way somewhere are the graves of the Kellys, and if I had to guess, I would say that they're related to the guy who owned the Kelly silver mine. You know, the funny thing about the Kelly silver mine was prospectors camped on it for 10 years looking for gold because they didn't recognize that it was what's called horn silver. And they were camping on a cap of almost solid silver. Once it was discovered, it was proclaimed a glory hole, and they removed just a pile of silver. Unfortunately, now it's heavily contaminated. It's on the Superfund cleanup list and is actually in the process of being cleaned up. Anyway, I've made this long enough, so I'll talk to you later.